We back.
Back like we never left, but we really did. We left this time. We definitely left this time. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Welcome to the Freedom Cage podcast, where we lock into a free state of mind each and every pay week on all DSPs, of course. To my right, I got my main guy, my ace. My left, when my right is weak, Shawn, better known as Mr. Senior Lee on all your socials.
You know.
And me, Kenny, man, also known as King Kapnick on all your socials. But it's the middle of June, man. We've been away for a couple shows. Man.
Yeah.
The COVID bug hit us at different times in the universe, man. Hit me with the baby boy, hit you with the baby boy. It's just, man. It was a lot, man. But other than the COVID scares that everybody got by, shit, my nigga, how was your month?
I know, man. The last show was the May 1st, right?
Yeah, last first,
Jesus,
yeah.
man, yeah. Well, May actually was a calm month for me. Okay. Like, I really took a chill pill because I hit the ground running as soon as the clock struck on 2022. Mm-hmm. Branding, promotional-wise, just, like, trying to chase some things at work. Trying to get some things done, in a personal life and shit, growing up, adulting, you know what I mean?
Growth.
Yeah, man. And May was really chill. A lot of time with family. I know most of the time was spent with you. You know what I mean? So it's funny, guys. Like, we didn't record, but we were with each other.
Yeah, I definitely saw him. Like, we was doing shit. Like,
yeah.
just couldn't do this shit. Like,
yeah,
it was funny.
But other than that, coming into June, just getting ready for all the events, and we'll get into that as we get into the show. But I'm good, man. Good health.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you the epitome of health, my nigga. Got 0.2 body fat out here, you know what I mean? But last month for me, it was chill. Like you were saying, ton of events and with the kids, man.
Yeah.
Baby boy Lennox, he officially won now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then right before he turned 1, he got COVID. So now when he gets older, we're going to have jokes like, oh, you a COVID baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? You one of those, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, then he got baptized a couple weeks after that.
Yes.
Thanks for coming out. You know what I mean? Ramel, big bro, Godfather. Had the theme music on the church steps.
Shout out to Ramel, man.
Word, man. He pulled out with the Godfather music. I was like, oh, that's gangster. But yeah, other than that, my oldest, she about to graduate, man.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Yo,
listen,
time is flying.
After the baptism, she rode back in the car with me and Shay.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the type of conversations they're having now. Like, I remember holding this girl in my hands.
She fit right
here.
Yeah, bro.
Like it's insane, man, but it's a blessing.
Yeah, man. Outside of that, work's been good. Way more than we can handle, but that's work.
Yeah.
If it wasn't there, we wouldn't be working. So happy to have it. But yeah, outside of that, weather's been decent. No complaints. But everything else, man, we'll get to, man.
Yeah,
we definitely
man.
will get to.
Definitely, man. So, y'all know how we do, man. Every month we get into whatever the awareness is, the recognitions. So, number one, happy Pride Month to the LGBTQ plus AI, all that.
All the letters.
It is going down. I see y'all out there. Y'all celebrating. Celebrate safely. COVID is still a thing. We're going to get into that later. But really, really glad to see some of the events that are going to be happening at my institution. And it's just really good to see. I think there's a little bit more acceptance now.
Every time there's best way to say it, every time there's a new event or a new festival that celebrates Pride, it's more and more accepted each time. With anything, time heals all wounds. So those that do feel hurt by it, as time goes on, those wounds should diminish. But those that are accepted it, take it more of it in. That's all it is. Perfect way to go through shit. Time.
Absolutely, man. And then right on top of that, this is also Caribbean Heritage Month. And listen, we both were born in Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? So Flatbush is what's known as Coconutville, and it's really just where you can find a nice blend of any Caribbean culture. So, first question I'm gonna hit you with: what's your favorite genre of Caribbean music?
Soca. Easy. What else you got? Easy.
All right, good. Second one.
Good,
favorite Caribbean dish.
I bought oxtail today. Over the rice and peas, extra gravy. They ran out of plantains, had to get baked mac, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Good, another good dish.
And you've been lucky enough to do some traveling. What is either your favorite or dream vacation spot in the Caribbean?
I think it's funny. I know my wife would say Aruba, but I want to go back to St. Lucia.
Oh.
I want to go back to St. Lucia. Don't get me wrong, the bad part of town, not that part, but St. Lucia itself is a beautiful island on it. You know what I mean? When you're not, making sure your wallet's still on you, you're able to see the water line and shit. It's a really nice place to visit.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you, my guy? Hold on. You kind of live and die by the music, so I need to know what section of the Caribbean pulls you when the beats start playing.
It's tough, man, because I grew up a reggae head, like strictly dance hall, little bit of lovers rock in there, but I can go for some soca now. Like, I'm older, so I'm always trying to move a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a toss-up, but if I gotta make a decision, it has to be dance hall. Give me my Beanie Man and my Bounty Killer, Lady Saw, Vibes Cartel. I mean, you go down the list, Popcorn. That's me, man.
Yeah, keep a party going.
Yeah.
Definitely keep a party going.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know, man, we like a lot of the same foods. Favorite, what would be a dream vacation spot out in the Caribbean?
I want to go back to Jamaica.
I got to get there.
My wife had a great time out there. Granted, the staff was a little rude where we were. I would probably go to a different resort. They were very aggressive out there.
Were they aggressive because you were a tourist or?
So if they see females, and it depends on the resort. In no way am I being critical of all Jamaican resorts, but the particular resort we were at, they were like very vulgar and, a little nasty with the ladies. So there were, of course, some ladies there who entertained those shit. Yeah. And then there were some ladies like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm here to have a good time. Yeah. My husband's right out there. Like, what's up with
that
you?
Kind of vulgar.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
We're not talking staff.
Yeah.
Oh.
The actual staff.
I think meant like, other tourists maybe.
That was funny. The tourists was actually great. Like, when we went to Dun River Falls and we did all the, oh, man, what's the joint when you, zip line in? When we did the zip line in, when we did the waterfall. They were awesome.
Everybody.
It was the actual staff at the resort we were staying. So definitely a different resort, but back to Jamaica for sure.
All right. I definitely want to get there one time for the one time. It's on the list.
All right. So we're moving on over to Juneteenth. This is very big, man. The significance of Juneteenth. It implies the day that General Granger came into Galveston, Texas, and informed the slaves there that they were free. But this was 2 years after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation back on January 1st of 1863. So General Granger comes into Galveston, Texas, 1865, June 19th. Hence the celebration that begins the year after called Juneteenth. Now, there is the notion of freedom, but we're not really free, right? Like, if you look at the actual document, it says you can't remain idle. What does that mean? It also says that you don't have the right to bear arms. So now you're taking away my protection. You're taking away my right to learn. It's a lot of craziness in that document. Feel free to research it yourself. But we know that we just celebrated the 2-year memorial of George Floyd's life. And we know that murder really put a lot of people on notice. And in 2021, President Joe Biden decided to make Juneteenth an official holiday. But a lot of companies really didn't embrace the holiday.
Yeah, they didn't gravitate as quick as let's say Biden did. You know what I mean? So it's still some fight.
Yeah.
A lot of companies still acting like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But unless you got a lot of key players involved within your corporation to push it to the forefront,
Yeah.
it's gonna go ignored.
Absolutely. And we're gonna get into some really, really critical stuff as far as the commercialization of Juneteenth.
Nasty, bro.
You know what I mean? Like any other holiday, there's always somebody that's looking to make a quick buck. Walmart. You want to take this one?
Like, I get it. You know, from a corporate standpoint, I'm making money. If I have the ability to trademark something and make an extra dollar off of it, why wouldn't I? Business sense, gold mine. From a common sense point of view, though, my nigga, it's just some shit you just gotta let go. And this one, they should have let go, but they got it. So they're going to profit off it.
I wish I could have been in that room. Because, it was somebody like,
hey,
Juneteenth is coming around the corner. What could we do to celebrate it?
I think they trademarked it maybe, I think it was mentioned publicly for real, not too far after, unfortunately, George Floyd. But as soon as they heard that, and the possibility of it being a real holiday that's celebrated, it went straight to the trademark room.
That's nuts.
Fucked up.
So Walmart, if you've been living under a rock, decided to come up with an ice cream decorated in what we would call the Africa flag colors.
Gucci.
And so I did some reading on this, and I got to give credit to Kevin Coakley, chair of the Educational Psychology Department at the University of Texas. And he told Yahoo Finance, if Walmart did not think the commercialization of Juneteenth would not be profitable, they would not have created Juneteenth ice cream, period.
Facts. You do things like that to make a buck, to turn a profit. We are in the make a profit business.
Yeah.
I get it. It was wrong, but I get it. It's just some things you shouldn't touch.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that they immediately took it off the shelves.
Facts.
They gave the apology, usual stuff. But it doesn't stop there, people. Dollar Tree, the discount variety store, also faced backlash for promoting a Juneteenth-inspired line of party supplies and tableware with the Pan-African colors of green, red, and yellow inside of Juneteenth official colors of blue, white, and red.
Yo, I sell good. You gotta understand, I sell goods. What do people want that shop here? Oh, you're looking for something to celebrate the holiday? I got you. Come through, spend your dollar plus tax, and then go about your day. It's nasty profit, but profit nonetheless. It sucks. You hate to read about it, but these businesses are in the business of making money. So it's weird.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems. When you keep commercializing an idea, a sense of awareness, a moment that really, I don't know if you really celebrate it, right? You bring awareness to it. It's not like Independence Day. You know what I mean? This was sad. This was the way it was delivered 2 years later with limitations. But hey, you could buy these party supplies for 5%, 20% off. It's disgusting business, and I totally get it. But just one more thing to share on it. And this is from William Darity, a public policy professor at Duke University and racial equity expert. He also told Yahoo Finance, once any signal event is declared a national holiday, it is subject to potential commercialization. And he also added that Juneteenth's national acknowledgement, ironically, may take away from the compelling need for a comprehensive national program for Black American reparations. And that's exactly what we're trying to get at, right? Big business always tries to take away from the significance of an episode. Soon as George Floyd died, they couldn't wait to start selling T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 525 T-shirts with his face on it. It's crazy. Now, the last thing he said was, imagine how different the landscape would look if Juneteenth had been designated as a federal holiday after reparations had been paid. That shit is golden.
Would have made a lot more sense. But niggas ain't paying that bill. So, unfortunately, they're going to find a profit in any negative light they can and make money off of it.
Yep.
It's nasty. Terrible.
Yeah.
But money must be made. Terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing else on Juneteenth, man.
Yeah.
They did too much. They did too much as always. Ugh. Oh man, more sad news. We'll be releasing this on the 15th. We shot this a few days before, but I'm pretty sure between now and then there may be another one. But mass shootings are I can't even say problem anymore. It's more like a disease that you can't stop it. It's infected the whole U.S. to some extent. And it just pops up everywhere whenever someone has the urge with a gun to go do something stupid to a place that's never supposed to be meant for that kind of thing. Supermarkets, hospitals, churches. Like, it's just places that people try to go for some sort of peace, honestly, for the most part.
Yeah.
If not, being fixed, medical advice, my fucking food. Like, it's senseless. It's senseless. But until the gun laws and other things come into play to fix it, it will continue to be this. It sucks.
Agreed, man. So, since we didn't record in May, we definitely want to send, well wishes to the families of anyone who was hurt or passed away in the Tops supermarket shooting in Buffalo. Yeah. Also, and this one hits home because we both have kids in elementary school, the victims of Robb Elementary School mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. As Kenny stated, the hospital where someone went in there with a gun and shot, I think, a couple people, right?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah. It's really gotten to the point where, neither one of us are political activists, have any aspirations of, policies and laws or anything like that. But we are all faced with the question at some point, what do we do? What can be done about gun violence? And we're transitioning into our question segment with this topic because it is the subject of discussion. And as Kenny stated, unfortunately, by the time you see this episode, there will probably have been 1 or 2 different mass shootings. Mm-hmm. So I throw it out there, brother, and I'm not even looking for a definitive answer. I just, if there was one thing you think could start a really good conversation about addressing gun violence, what would it be?
Update the Constitution. When they said, everyone has the right to bear arms, granted, took it out of blacks' hands. That's one thing. But even when that rule came into play, them niggas was talking about muskets. I'm talking, someone broke into your house, you got one shot ready to go by the bedside, no doubt. One shot. Hope it didn't hit you. At a bare minimum, scared the shit out of you, you ran out the house. If you missed and they're still coming, chances are they might get to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? To reload a musket, oh shit. Get the pellets, pour it in, light the top, It's 2 shots. Probably took you 90 seconds. That's what they meant as far as the ability to, bear arms. Everyone should have that. And everyone should own a slow shooter. If you own a home, you should have a slow shooter to some extent. One double gauge, just one bullet, whatever you want to do. Chris Rock made a funny joke, make the bullet expensive. Whatever you want to do, just that has to be updated with the times. AR-15s, automatics, sticks, all that can't just be obtained with so much ease.
Yeah,
it's sad, man. And no one. It looks like they care on TV, but when they get behind the closed doors, it's voting time.
Yeah.
And then you see the results, they go, they didn't vote on it again.
Yeah, I agree with you. Some of the most harmful things in the world are right at our fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten so immune to it that we don't even notice it anymore.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem. And one statement that I saw on Twitter that really rang true was the minute Sandy Hook happened and nobody did nothing, we officially said that we don't give a damn about what gun violence is going to do to our country.
Our kids.
That's
didn't
true.
care.
Yeah.
Didn't care. It didn't matter if defenseless children were the target.
Right. Absolutely.
And everyone quietly agreed with that on the voting end of things. It was. I still don't get it. And now these Sandy Hooks pop up monthly to some extent. Not to that capacity, of course, but very airy shades of it. You know what I mean? So whether it's 4 people, 10 people, 19 people, it's something that can't continue to take place. But no one's going to walk into everyone's house, hey, you got to give up your guns.
Yeah.
It'll be an all-out war, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
another thing they possibly could do is, increase the penalty if you are caught with it. But only thing with that is you got it in the first place. And if there's anything like the Uvalde shooter who used it recklessly, kills himself, there's no one to answer for these crimes. His parents aren't going to go to jail for what their son did.
Right.
So even increasing the laws or the penalties, if people are copping out with the suicide and it means nothing, they know I'm not going to jail for life. It can't happen. I don't know. There's no way to solve it.
No, no. We just here exchanging ideas and giving opinions. So the second tier to this, and this is more reflective of the top supermarket shooting. What is it, or the first step towards addressing racism? Because that was targeted.
Yeah.
Walked in there and specifically looked for black people to shoot. You see the video where he points it at a white man and says, "Oh, sorry," and then proceeds to go look for another person.
I saw the link a couple weeks ago. I was like, I don't even want to see this because the way people were describing it, it's like he was like playing Call of Duty in his head type shit, and I'm like, I don't want to see that real time, real life. It sounds disgusting. I don't know if they cut the streaming time, if they let the whole thing play. I really don't know. But I don't know. If it was a video game to him, a racist video game to him. And if they say he had no mental issues, there was no problems. Like,
he knew. He drove, what?
A couple hours.
Yeah.
A couple hours to get over there.
Hours. Yeah.
Fully loaded, vest on. Had an agenda. That's what's worse about it. It wasn't like, somebody stepped on your Puma, you got mad and went to the trunk. He came there with an objective, and unfortunately he accomplished his little manifesto in his head. I don't know. It's hard to fix something that's already happened. But if you're not going to take the proactive approach and still not do anything after the fact, then we're just watching. It's just unfortunate news all day long. Last time you turned on the 10 o'clock news, seen any good news the first 20 minutes?
The news has never been good.
That too.
They are the most, I forgot who made fun. I think it was Ellen DeGeneres. She made fun of news anchors in one of her comedy stand-ups where she said they have to be the most bipolar people in the world. They have to literally go, and today it's going to be 80 degrees and sunny. But unfortunately, in Buffalo, 12 people get shot.
Same breath.
But a lady gives birth to 8 babies.
Same breath.
But a hurricane hits this area of the world. Like, it is insane how they are able to do that job, go from somber face to happy face to smile. Like, it's insane. So the news has never been good news to me. It's just been news. Whatever they got to report, whatever comes up on that teleprompter, they're going to say it. And they're trained to say it in the tone and facial expression that meets the material.
It would be weird, though, if they had like a good news reporter and a bad news reporter just sitting next to each other the whole segment. And they'll just pan back and forth. Bad news. People dead. Good news. Weather's going to be shiny. I mean, that'd be wild.
Oh, yeah. Nah, they would be fighting. They would be fighting. Like, the bad news reporter would be like, yo, why the hell he always get to say the good shit?
That's a fact. He's just over there like.
Like, oh, bad news guy is mad again.
So stick to the script. Like, yo, that'd be wild.
But to get back to the question, man, I think you kind of alluded to it. You do have to be proactive in addressing racism. And I know there's a lot of toss up about how this can be done and if it's right to be done at this point, but it has to start in schools. It has to start with the kids. The kitchen table is the best learning space for any kid, and there's different versions of it. The kitchen table is really just an idea. It's wherever you sit with your kid and you talk about life. And whatever ways that you adapt on them, they inherit it. Now, mind you, as they get older, they can unlearn a lot of the shit that they've learned. But it's a little harder now because they're behind in the game. If you can present to them some sort of awareness, don't pick a side. Just give them the options. Give them the information when you think it's right, because I do believe certain things should be introduced at certain ages. And let them have an idea of what the world really is. Let them go to schools that are diverse, see different people. You know what I mean? I want to know I want to know why this person is wearing a certain piece of clothing somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, he's got on a yarmulke or she's got on a hijab. Like, I need to know. So,
like, the kitchen table.
I think that's the first step.
But it feels like similar to climate change. Like, we know what the current problem is, but what do we do now to help the future version of it? And the kitchen table rhetoric is the best way to approach it. But for the current climate change, or the current climate as far as the amount of information out there for those who refuse to unlearn it, it's almost like a dead issue. You kind of got to wait till they die off so the kids that were taught the good things, hopefully they continue that. That's a long stretch. Like, that's a good 50-year window that we would have to wait just to see the fruits of our knowledge being distributed to children come to actual fruition. That sucks.
It does, and I'm pretty sure my ancestors would say the same thing.
Yeah, they probably thought,
you know
by the 1950s we're gonna be golden.
You
like,
know what I mean?
Shit never happened.
Yeah, but somebody got to do something. As long as somebody and people are doing something, and not just black people, right? Or everybody has to be involved. As long as everybody from all walks of life, all races is involved, then there is hope.
For sure. It's always hope.
Yeah.
Everybody waking up the next day, airing their lungs, God willing, there's hope. Always hope.
Yeah. So with the next question that kind of tied into that, right, to address hate crimes, I mean, same thing. You really want to just bring awareness, hopefully, to the kids. And the next one, I think, is the one that is really, really where I think there's more listening to do on the male side than there is talking. And to address the violation of our women, especially our black women. What do we do in those particular cases?
Unfortunately, more of the same teaching where you teach the children on what to do, what not to do. Let them carry that up through their life, know what's right, what's wrong, what you should and shouldn't do to women, especially women of color. But you can't unteach the tables from you can't unteach what the kids learned at the table when they were children that are adults today.
Yeah,
because they weren't taught what we're teaching our kids now. So they're gonna harbor this hate, harbor this taught knowledge, and unfortunately keep carrying that out because it's all they know. And you can't unteach someone something to that extent unless they go through a traumatic experience or they happen to fall in love with someone that they was told to hate. You know what I mean? They'll never cross that barrier unless it's like in their face, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like there is no way. Not that I won't say that there's no way. There's always some sort of way, but I can't think of one. I'll say that. There's no, and they're violated on so many fronts, whether it's a financial front, whether it's just a protection front, a security front, an intelligence front. They're always fighting a fight that we can't really protect them from.
Yeah. Well, we can in some cases. I mean, so the two things I see at first, of course, I mean, you already said one of them is reaching out to black males and males period to try to get a hold of them early and teach them the value that women really bring. It's no different than when you go to the store and you can buy like the worst thing, like the liquor is right there, but you choose to go after the water or you go after something else. You have access to do something else, but you're making a logical choice to not partake in something that you know can lead to something bad and violates your body. And then the second thing is we have to be good role models. I struggle with that because at the same time I tell my son, you know, you should not talk to women a certain way and you should value women. We'll get in the car and I'll play a song that totally contradicts everything I just told him. But then I have to explain to him, you know, in my mind, I understand that this is just music, but I understand also that some ladies probably hear this and they're not for it. But then some ladies hear it and they can't stop moving. Like,
can't stop.
That's the hardest part for me, the music.
Yeah, it's tough to be a parent when you're a walking contradiction. And that I am. I admit to it. Like the person I was yesterday may not be who I am today. And that's cool for me. You may not agree with it, and that's okay. It's my personal growth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't always, you know, be jiggy with some shit I did yesterday that I'm doing today because it might have been right in the moment, but wrong in the afterthought. So it's tough. It's super tough. I definitely like blast King Von with my 10-year-old and we both singing the parts and she's muting out the words she should be saying, but I'm not because I'm an adult and I can sing those parts. But it's funny when you raise your own kids, you feel you're raising them to have that common sense of knowing the difference. You know what I mean? Like, and when we were young in '94, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. It was a cool line to say, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever a female happened to do you dirty, the line fit the case. But it wasn't something that you would say to your third grade teacher because you failed the test. You're like, 52. Bitches, you can't say that to the teacher, you know what I mean? We knew a time and place for everything, you know what I mean? But it's weird. I like the contradiction, but you want the kids on the straight and narrow, and I know that's not possible. So being a parent is fun, man. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to get back into our usual fun part of the question segment. We just had to touch that real quick because a lot of serious shit is going on in our world, and we are aware of it. So I was watching the show, and there was a part in the show where the mother invites her son to lunch. Son shows up, brings his girlfriend, and there is another young lady at the table. Son sits down with his girlfriends, looking at his mom like, hello, how you doing? Who is this?
Yeah.
The girl that's sitting at the table is looking at the mother, looking at the son like, I'm confused. The son's girlfriend's like, yeah, I'm confused too. Son looks at his mother, says, Ma, who is this? His mother said, well, I got you a blind date.
Oh, shit.
So he's looking at her like,
Today?
like I told you I was bringing my girl.
Oh, shit.
The mom looks him dead in the eyes and says, well, I told you I don't really like her and I thought you could do better.
Oh.
Bro, I was like defeated. Like, you know when you do that, and you like sink into
my
your seat?
chest.
So now, it was just a clip, right? I don't know what happened after it, but what would you do? And I'm going to go like, pre-baby, pre-marriage,
of course.
you know what I'm saying? Fresh relationship. What would you do if your mom brought a blind date for you and she knows your girl is coming? Like, y'all sit down. What are you doing?
I might have to look at my girl and say, what you want to do? Because this might be one of my favorite restaurants.
He's like, I can ignore her.
I can ignore her.
But I'm going to get this.
I'm going to get the steak. You know what I'm saying? I like the way they put the butter with the garlic. And yeah, that's a rough one, though, man. Like, mom's definitely out of pocket.
Yeah.
But she might feel she's protecting the interests of her child.
This is true.
But you can't. That's wild violation. Like, and then, like, what do you do? Like, what if your girlfriend got to the point she's like, oh, this is disrespectful. Throws a drink. Hits everybody. Now you like, it's an issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should protect my mom, fight for her, fight for this. Ugh, it's rough. It's nasty. Yeah. Shit, you might have to take the blind date and just go about your business. Let them two figure out whatever y'all got. Yo, squash that beef. Y'all need to talk that out. But I'm a she likes steak at the other table. How would you address it? What would you do back in the day if your mom showed up with a new girl?
Oh man, young me. If the new girl look good.
Oh man. He said, "Hey, what we was doing wasn't serious anyway."
I'm a play the part at the table. But I definitely may hit up moms like, yo, I'm gonna need her number because I'm not married. Maybe who am I to get in the way of God's blessing? You my mother,
you might
and
be
maybe
right.
Yeah, maybe you see something I don't. Young me, hell, I'm probably exploring that.
Exploring the options. Hey, man, that's what it is to be young and dumb, baby.
Yep.
Oh,
100%.
Man, that's foul, though. I do want to know the name of that show. I want to see how that turns out.
Yeah, but one of my friends told me it. Hopefully, when they watch this, they'll, bring it up so the rest of y'all could check it out.
Please do. That's funny.
That shit was fun.
That's funny. What's this?
Yeah.
Oh.
So this next one was actually a clip that was pretty popular on Instagram. And the basis of what he's saying is when you're figuring out how to be successful in a certain craft and you're giving the game to your friends, nobody wants to listen to you. But when you make it and you're on top, everybody wants to know how you did it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's the same fucking thing I was telling you the whole time. But now I'm going to charge you for it. And my thing is, what do you feel is one of the main reasons that make people operate like that?
People like to follow a successful path. It's more of a sure thing. It's something that looks like it's proven to be, successful. It worked out versus following the trial period. They're still figuring out, even though they look really confident in what they're doing, it's still kind of vague, not quite clear. So I'm going to let them keep going. That Kanye documentary was the best version of it, as far as his confidence wouldn't allow him to fail. But other people that might have been around didn't see the vision. They didn't think he was a genius then. But he always thought he was that genius. He believed in himself, kept pushing, had his number one supporter, and, mom in his corner the whole time. So that extra battery definitely helped him get the push. But I think it's, unfortunately, people like to follow a path that it looks to be a successful one. Long story short.
That is interesting,
Sucks,
man.
but yeah.
Yeah, it really does because, it makes sense, but at the same time, I'll take consistency over like complete success because you could be one of the most successful people in the field I want to get into and have no time. Or you could be someone that's in the field, has some experience in it, maybe like a couple months to a year, but you're consistently giving me information.
Okay.
So, for instance, I didn't know the real history of EYL when I first started watching them. But these brothers showed up every Monday on time, giving information. We didn't know it was game until we started to see things happen, but we kept tuning in.
Correct.
Because every Monday, they were showing up consistently. So I'm just saying that to say to you, if you have someone who is consistently into something, giving you information, trying to tell you, hey, you should get into this, man. This is cool. Guaranteed, do your research. Make sure it's not a con. But at the same time, there was a point where Netflix went to Blockbuster and tried to tell them, this is the way. You should join us. They did not go for it. And we all know what happened to Blockbuster. And the same thing is starting to happen to Netflix now.
Yeah. Yeah. Cable, all that shit. Disney gonna get them niggas up out of here.
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
Speaking of Disney, I know it's gonna run off on a tangent. Did you see the Mandalorian or the Obi Kenobi shit? The new.
I think I know where you're going with it. So.
I missed the Mandalorian because I wasn't into Star Wars. This new thing, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm being told, it's the best thing ever. I'm like, not into Star Wars, not really big on it, can't really follow it. About a week or two ago, talking to some family members, just curious, like, all right, I let this Star Wars thing just blow by me for decades, right? Never cared about it, never was into it, like, whatever, it seems old, dated. They tried the whole new version of it with the Phantom Menace and all that. Didn't care about that neither. Let it come and go. Finally said, you know what? Just so I could watch this Obi-Wan Kenobi show with pure, like, understanding of what the fuck is happening, I'm like, let me get into Star Wars. I'm curious, right? But now, there's like 9 fucking movies. So, there's a way you can watch it. Similar to Marvel, there's an actual chronological cinema release order versus a timeline order. Had to ask a couple Trekkies, like, hey man, what do you suggest for someone starting brand new? Do you start from 1, or do you do the 4 through 6? Then you jump to 1, then you jump to 6 to 9. Everybody said, hey, do what you want to do, but you better start at 4. I was like, all right. So, saw 4, saw 5, saw 6, right? God, the graphics was killing me. Yeah. But I sat through it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get through this shit. I'm going to push through. So, I seen the first chapter, episode. It's cool to see the storyline. I really don't know what people loved about this shit. I'm like, I've been watching it. I'm sitting down. I'm almost forcing myself to get through it. It's like, somebody has a good album, but the first 6 tracks might be trash. Yeah. But the last 15 are bangers. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta get through the first 6 to get to track 7. Now I'm back on part 1, whatever. And now now the graphics are starting to catch up to shit I'm used to seeing visually. I mean, it's starting to match up. And now the stories from 4 through 6 are starting to peel back the layers in part 1 to show the prequel, technically, to how we got there. And now I'm starting to get more into it. But, when you're at the house with the missus, it's like, oh, what you watching?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I got in trouble for that the other day.
She's like, since when you into Star Wars? I'm like since Saturday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she's like, you didn't want to watch with me? I'm like, no. We're not gonna do this. It's 9 movies. I could barely get through a season of shit with you. Like, leave me be. If you want to watch this on your own time, go do it. But I'm turning into a Star Wars guy now. Long story short. Sorry to cut the tangent, but that's where we are now, man. Sorry. Star Wars. Get into it.
Nah,
the next question I got for you. You know, growing up, you had the parents, the authority, the you know, that's what they were to you. That's they would make sure you did what the fuck you had to do at all times, right?
Yeah.
But do you really know who raised you outside of them just being that like authority parents in the role that you know them as? Like,
so my father, yes, because my father loved talking about when he was a kid, and my sister corroborated a lot of his stories. You know what I mean? And then, of course, you got like Uncle Arthur and Catherine. I mean, my father, he was who he was. My mother, I had to learn a lot about her from my brother. So it's when it's secondhand, it's always like, you know what
like
I mean?
Like a hand-me-down story.
Yeah, you know, so you never know.
Some details might have been missed.
Yeah, but with my father, you know, listen, he was the definition of I am who I am. And
nice.
Everybody corroborated that.
Respect
How about you?
It. It's funny, like I thought I did. Like I had a pretty good feeling who I thought my mom was, who my dad was, but every like family function, or sometimes you come across one of your parents, like old friends or aunts and uncles, as you were saying, with the authors of the world, and you hear this story from like '88, and you go, "My mom did what?" And she was like, "Oh, that was the past." Like, baby, that was you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, wow, I didn't know that layer of you existed back then. You know what I mean? But you forget, like, your parents is regular people. Just like how you're living in your current life now. When when our kids grow up, they're gonna be like, "Was Dad cool? Was he? You know what I mean? Like, was he always yelling all the time?" I'm always curious to know what they'll remember growing up,
right?
As far as how I am with them today. But me versus my mom, like, she yelled a lot, but with her friends and family, it was always fun and laughs. And I'm just like, when did you turn the switch off? Like, as soon as you unlock the top lock? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you never really know who they were because you wasn't there. You know what I mean? And you can't retell a lifetime story.
True.
In a couple minutes. So, but yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
Absolutely.
that's another weird question. Do you protect your search engine algorithms at all? Like, do you make sure not to type certain things in your regular Google search?
I feel like this is a trap for finding out if I have like porn websites or something.
Oh, we all got porn websites. But that's not the question. I'm not asking if you're like a platinum member. You know what I'm saying? No one subscribes. You know what I'm saying? And plus, Twitter's free.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? But are you conscious of it? Are you just search with no religion? Just fuck it?
Yeah.
Oh, like maybe it's me. I personally, I try not to put the weird thing in my algorithm to fuck shit up. Like, I can't think of a key word right now that I would avoid, but I don't do anything with more than one X just to be safe. Like, I don't want to take it there because you know the ads start popping up for weird shit. Like,
right, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, if you put your number on the wrong thing, you might get a text from some shit that you wasn't expecting. It's like, "Ooh, come get your ED meds right here." I'm like, whoa. The fuck was I looking at yesterday? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's why you gotta guard your Googles, man. That's what I'm saying. It's not a real question here. It's just, yo, man, guard your Googles, man. Don't let nobody use your search engine for their personal, like, you know, knowledge base. Nah. Let them log in. Let them get their own sign and let them search they fucked up shit on their profile.
Gotcha.
Guard your Googles. That's what I'm saying. Guard your Googles. Last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
With all the, can I phrase this? Is there really a such thing as boring sex?
Yes.
like, in order for sex to be boring, you would have to go into it uninterested in the first place, no?
Not even. It's the actual act of sex. So there's a saying that I actually love. The idea of it's actually from Hollow Man. And she said the idea of being with the guy was greater than the experience of being with the guy.
Okay.
And when you first meet someone, everything could be just clicking, right? The tension is there, the chemistry, you know, they look good, you look good, they smell good, you smell good, the lick is flowing, the conversation's great, and you just know that this is just gonna be epic. Like, we're talking about it, everything's flowing, you like what I like, we're talking about what we're gonna do, and then we get there, and it's like they just laying there. You know what I mean? Like, now, and you're like,
see,
where's the porn star that was texting me last week?
Like, even so, like, do you go into this expecting like in a Hollywood movie, or are you going to be a director and make the movie? That's the thing. It sounds like people who say, "Oh, sex was boring." It's like, did you show up like in the front row with your popcorn, seeing what would happen today, or did you come with your, "Oh, we're gonna cut to scene 2, go to scene 3, we're gonna make this happen"? You know what I mean? Like
the latter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if that layer exists, can sex ever really be boring if you're the director?
Yeah, it's no different than when Kobe was on that Laker team that was celebrating a corny ass win, and they were like 4-30 something. Kobe was there showing up every day to play hard, and these dudes sucked. It is possible to bring your A game and be met with a D minus.
Now, see, Kobe had expectations, which just sounds like, you know, we smelling good, liquor flowing. You had high expectations. Now, if those expectations aren't met, does that automatically deem it a bad experience or boring sex? Is that one and the same?
No, they are two separate things. Expectations, let's just be transparent, right? Most girls really care about size.
Mm-hmm.
They may have expectations, and you show up with your package, and immediately they're uninterested. That's expectations. A bad experience is you showed up. You know what I mean? You showed up, you got it up, but you probably just laid there. You probably really didn't have much like chemistry. You didn't explore her body. You didn't. There's certain things like. It depends, too. If it's the first time, you're lucky if it's great the first time.
Okay.
Because sometimes you got to learn the person. Sometimes you might get lucky, and the first time y'all do it, that's it. You know what I mean? This is my person. But you might have to learn the person. But there are literally, and I know some people who have been in relationships, and the sex was bad. It was the love and care that got them over the hump. And it was really like boring sex.
Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't know.
Because, brother, you've been blessed.
I'm sorry. My bad.
You
right.
were blessed. See, let me put y'all on.
Shit.
My brother has been blessed to have the woman of his dreams since junior high school?
High school.
High school.
First year, freshman.
You know what I'm saying? High school. He has no idea
What's out
what
there.
it is like to be out there figuring shit out on the romantic front.
Damn.
So I don't blame you.
My bad.
You did the right thing.
I'm sorry, y'all. My
Speaking
bad.
from experience, it is possible. And I'm transparent, right? I've been on both sides. I ain't gonna sit here and act like, you know what I'm saying, I'm Ron Jeremy out this bitch, Lexington Steele or anything like that. But
Dirk Diggler.
you know what I mean? But it happens. Sometimes you have a bad game.
Damn. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have a bad game, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, I really think it like, I've heard the phrase, but I figure if it takes two to tango, and let's say, you know, hey, some movies have the A actor and the B actor. If you're the B actor, then you assume the A actor to step up and save this movie.
Right.
Sounds like if the B doesn't show up, the A is like, oh, I'm packing my shit.
Yeah.
not pulling out all the tricks on this. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that sucks.
Like, could you imagine, like, somebody on the scene with Denzel and they keep fucking up their lines? Denzel's like, get this motherfucker out of here. Like, who hired him? The basics? He can't even get the basics? Like, nah, get this motherfucker out of here.
Now, see, I'm hoping Denzel will go, he rough around the edges, but I could work with this.
Denzel ain't got time for that. That is awesome that you have such a great idea of Denzel.
That's what I'm like, Denzel's like, you know what? I've been around long enough. I know what it takes to succeed. I'm going to show you the tools that you need to get there.
Let me tell you something. Some of these shoots start like 6 in the morning.
Ain't
no way you wake Denzel Washington up 6 in the morning and this motherfucker keep forgetting his lines.
Yeah, Denzel ain't got no time for that shit.
He may not embarrass him or the actress, but he may go to the producers and be like, y'all got to do something about this shit.
Today.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely going to ask one of these IG groups. But, all right.
Hell yeah. So we're going to keep things moving, man. Pandelina Spice update. Listen.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
I'm telling you, this is a good thing. It's a good thing, right? Yeah. Things got a little spicy in the beginning of May. They even brought back the mask mandates in certain places where they released it. But it's weird because while they are saying the cases are going down, over the last 2-3 weeks, everybody I know has been sick.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm calling it CoFluVid. Boom. Basically, you don't know what the hell you got anymore. No. You got the stuffy nose, cough, fever, but then you got allergies, but then you test yourself, you're negative, but then you go get a PCR, you're positive, and
you went to work the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I supposed to do?
But then, you know, it's wild, but then you're sick, you don't test positive, but then when you're feeling better, you got to test yourself because you're probably getting on a flight. All of a sudden, you're positive. You don't know what the fuck is going on anymore.
Bro, feeling good and testing positive is the weird thing. You be like, for real? Yeah. Me? Right now? Do it again. Like, I'm like, it sucks. Like, he's like, I feel good. I mean, young, pretty, hit hard. You sure that rapping is right, man?
Yo,
like, is that my nostril? Like, yo, it's nasty, man. It's weird. But yeah, everybody's sick, man. Yeah. Everybody getting sick. Yeah. But, you know, thankfully, everybody's getting through it. They're getting to the other side of the hill now. Whether you got your vaccine or you're not vaccinated, it's still kind of passing by. It's not as critical, I feel, as it once was. But it still exists. Wear your mask if you're in the places you need to be. But everybody's getting it, man. Just try to get over it. And the medical thing. Monkeypox seems to be a thing of a couple weeks ago. Yep. But this small report fucked me up. It says, contrary to social media posts, monkeypox is not a sexually transmitted infection. What I needed to know is, who the fuck is fucking niggas with monkeypox? Like, who? Have you seen the photos of monkeypox?
Yes,
it's like aggressive mosquito bites in rapid succession all through your skin. Like, I don't know who's approaching who. Like, that's it. I was just mad. I didn't get it, but it is what it is, man.
All right, it is that time of the show. FCP Minute Newz featuring your man Ken Castle. Let me get my timer ready. Let me know when you are ready, brother, and I will hit start.
Always ready, man. FCP, professional.
All right, ready and go.
It turns out The Rock's daughter, Simone Johnson, has announced that she'll be entering the wrestling arena. Her new name, though, is going to be Ava Raine. A lot of people thought she dropped the ball. Should have went with the pebble. But, hey, it is what it is. In other news, Ciara, she has landed one of her dream covers of all time. She's on a swimsuit cover, looking amazing. Shouts to Russ, still winning. Sorry, always. Future. Maybe next time. On a random note, I found out you can Shazam a song with your headphones in.
Get out.
Man, nigga, do it. And more unfortunate news, Drake pulled up to a J. Cole game wearing a jersey. J. Cole lost. Drake's bad luck. The show Chrisley Knows Best, Todd and Julie, the husband and wife. tax evasion, Fed charges, going to jail. And lastly, India couple suing their son and daughter for not giving them grandkids. 6 years. Terrible. Terrible.
That is it, my man. Always nailing 60, it.
Getting it done, man. Quick news, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. We going over to music and entertainment. And listen, we are always a fan of when Kanye is in front of a camera and in front of a microphone because it's momentous, right? So, not sure what show he was on or podcast, but in the interview, he speaks on the game Angry Birds and some research that was done with this that said mostly women were playing the game. And according to the research he read, there was this sense of dopamine when women would
doing
play the game, the swiping. And he related that to Instagram, and when rappers say like, I got your girl, it's like, no, they don't have your girl. Instagram has your girl. Like social media has your girl, because that swiping mode is something that sets something off in their mind. And if you really think about what social media is about, and I think Ramel was talking about this over the weekend, Facebook did research that said how likes send this sense of dopamine. It triggers the dopamine in your mind that gives you that high, and you're chasing that fix every time. So it keeps you posting and it keeps you engaged, so you can keep getting that gratification. And this is just, Kanye is a genius, man. Like, he always figures out how to stay relevant. And in this particular case, and we're probably going to take it to the live, and we know we're going to get a lot of slack from the ladies, but that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about it, get to know each other. But I found it very interesting because if you look on social media, it is dominated by women.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Liking, hating, posting. Yeah. TikTok and shit. It's makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm mad Kanye like brought it to the forefront, but it is what it is, man. Boy's a genius.
Yeah.
Only guy I know to make a gospel album than marry someone with a porn tape. But he's a genius, bro. Big genius.
And then I saw a trailer for Black Adam starring The Rock.
Thoughts?
So the trailer, like the graphics and everything, it's okay.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It looks like it's gonna be like the CGI is very present in it, right?
Okay.
You don't know the storyline yet, but it reminded me of the late great Paul Mooney and a sketch he did on the Chappelle Show called Ask a Black Dude. And he was talking about when different races play different roles that don't match. You had Tom Cruise play The Last Samurai.
That's a fact.
You had Forrest Whitaker play The Last King of Scotland, or the King of Scotland.
That was weird. That was weird. They had one eye.
So you got a character called Black Adam played by The Rock.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Black Adam is actually a dude named Adam who's black?
I don't know yet. But
it made
me laugh.
Dwayne.
It made me laugh.
You know how big that check had to be?
That's like going...
Dwayne.
Yo, to me, that's like going to... I'm trying to find like a black dude right now. Oh man, going to Francis Ngannou and saying, "We want you to play the last Samoan."
You're like, why me? You can't find nobody else.
And listen, this is not hating on The Rock. He is awesome. I know he's gonna do a great job. I just found it hilarious. You have Black Adam. Like, I get it.
That's Hawaiian Rock.
We can't always put race into it. But I just found it funny. I just found, like, if I said, "Hey, where's Black Adam?" What are you gonna think?
The fact that The Rock was the forefront, I just assumed, like, Adam did something that was really dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he had to go to hell and come back, and now he has like
look it up,
and maybe he has like a black mark on him now or some shit like that. But I didn't think Black Adam was just about Adam happening to be a black guy, and then that dude be the nah. It's got to be something else. It can't be. It's not that. That's too easy. It's too cut dry. The Rock wouldn't sign up for that shit. No.
So it's interesting. In the comic, in different comics, he's got different shades of skin. So I can see why they probably went with The Rock.
Okay. See, I knew it was something.
So it's not a terrible representation.
All right. See,
but
I knew it. Not
it
The
was
Rock.
still hilarious to see. Like when they said Black Adam.
When they said, I saw it, but as soon as they said The Rock, I took the whole black ethnicity thing right out of it. I just assumed that wasn't it. I was like, oh, okay, Adam is black some other way. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I was, oh, God, I hope it's not what I think it is when he's, oh, God, this is worse than Walmart and Juneteenth. They got it. No. Definitely not.
Yeah, but I just found it funny.
Yeah, shouts to Rock, man. But he's not doing that shit. I know he's not. Nope. Can't.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to get into some movies and TV show recommendations, man. First off, The Lincoln Lawyer. It is on Netflix.
I've been watching it. I like it a lot. I think I'm on 5.
5? It gets better, bro.
Yes.
It gets better. If you ever saw the movie is awesome with Matthew McConaughey.
Yep.
This guy who's the lead actor does a great job. I like the diversity in it, the way they spin it. So check it out. Love on the Spectrum US. So there's a UK version and then a US version. So this is a show about people who are on the spectrum with autism that are looking for love. And it was awesome to watch. My wife and I loved it.
That's
As
sweet.
Y'all know, my son is on the spectrum. So it gave us a glimpse. And it gave us this glimpse because these people are like in different age ranges. 20s, 30s, even up to 60s.
That's what's up.
And they're all on different parts of the spectrum. So it gave you a pretty good view of what they experience, how they go about things, and it was really awesome to see. Great job for the people who thought about this. And then last on my side, because I know you got 2 more coming, Look at Me. XXX Tentacion. Documentary on Hulu. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Shout out to my guys at Audio Theory. They have a great episode on this shit, breaking it down. But watching that documentary, beautiful.
Nice.
I did not know a lot about that kid.
Did they serve him justice? So
Yes, they did.
Nice.
Yes, they did.
I hate when the docs like shortchange people. That's just fucked up.
Yeah.
But I like Triple X. They finally released that song with him and Kanye on streaming services too. That started Donda 2. I think it's called Love, maybe. But I love that song. I only heard it like 3 or 4 times, but I didn't buy the fucking stem player, so I still never heard the whole damn album. But I'm happy they re-released that song on some sort of album coming out. But all right, Triple X, I'll check that out.
Yep.
On my side, I was able to finish Ozark. Didn't care for the way it ended. It's supposed to be the series finale, but it seems like it can keep going. So I don't know. I'm just lost. Like, I hate when they just end shit weird, and they ended it weird. And if you caught our last show, Shawn was telling me to catch the show called The Ultimatum, where couples come into a space, they switch partners, see what life is like with you, go back to my old partner, let them know what I did like, didn't like, what might have happened, what did happen with the other partner. But it's a fucked up concept. It's a real mind. It's a mind trick that I wouldn't suggest anyone do in real life. But it was crazy to watch. I didn't have my wife watch it with me. I was just like, let me go see this. I don't want any dirty looks. Well, what would you do in this situation? This is entertainment.
You did it right. You did it right.
I don't
bro.
want no smoke. So I watched that in secret. After she fell asleep, pressing play. I felt like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old watching Cinemax late with your finger on the last button, just like waiting for somebody to come in. But it was crazy concept. But I don't know how people could possibly do that, then go back like. Yeah, maybe this will work out. Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough trial.
Absolutely, man. I think we're gonna have our next live be based off of specific shows, just so we could really engage with y'all and see what y'all think. Because some of these shows are wild, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're doing it. Switching over to the sports side of things, man. Britney Griner is still detained. My guy, like. Melo went on, I think, right before Game 1.
Yeah.
Had a nice soliloquy about her, but sadly, it did bring attention to the situation. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's still a situation. She's still detained in Russia, and we just have no knowledge of when she'll be out. She was wrongfully detained. Granted, she had something on her person.
Right.
But to be there beyond the 110 or so day mark, it's nuts. It's nuts. Not much communication with people back home here. But word is through legal counsel that she's okay, whatever that means. You know what I mean? But I just hope she gets home soon. The Celtics are trying to bring awareness as well, wearing the pregame shirts. But awareness is cool, but at some point we got to see action.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it comes to fruition sooner than later.
Yeah, in one of the earlier episodes, I mentioned that certain people who have familiarity with foreign affairs like this, they were cautious of bringing too much attention to it because then Russia can use her as a pawn.
Bargaining chip, yeah.
You know what I mean? So while I agree with you, something has to be done, the more attention this gets, the more, Putin's going to look at this and be like, all right, how bad you want to? You know what I mean? So we'll see where this goes.
And the way Russia is still in the middle of a war with Ukraine. So
exactly.
There's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. But Malika, man. Malika Andrews. She won an Emmy for an outstanding personality / emerging on-air talent. And I wholeheartedly agree. Mm-hmm. She's really good at what she does. Like as far as breaking things down, the way she converses with players, as well as other analysis. She knows her shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at her. The fact that she happens to be a super gorgeous woman is a very side thing, but she's really good at what she does, and I'm happy she's excelling in the field.
Yeah, man. I mean, her sister Kendra is dope, too.
Facts.
Remember, we talked about Maria Taylor and what she went through last year, and she ended up on NBC. Shout out to her getting a nice payday. We got to give it up to the legend, Doris Burke. Pretty much set the standard along with Cheryl Miller. You know what I mean? So this is something that when you open your mind to the concept of different faces, different voices, different people doing different things, you can see some amazing talent come out of that and see some amazing things. Big shout out to Malika.
Some people have to walk so others can run.
That's right.
It is what it is. Love it. Love to see it.
This is a sad transition, right? I feel like we should have moved.
We could. We can come back to it.
Yeah, let's move this to the end. Please. Because it's terrible to bring that up after.
You still play video games?
Yeah, man.
Yo, Madden 23, man. They put him on a cover, man. Coach Madden himself.
That's what's up,
lucky number 23, but he passed away a couple months ago, but they will be honoring his legacy one more time with the man himself on the cover. And the good news is he can't get hurt. So the Madden curse should not exist this year. So, can't wait. The full reveal of the cover was a couple weeks back. Super dope. So I think it's in black and white. But it's nice, man. Shouts to Madden. Keep the legacy going. Yes. And, man, I got to get a fucking PlayStation still, bro. I don't know. I'm about to pay rape fees, but whatever, man. Jumping over to we're still in the NFL, but Aaron Donald was teasing retirement since he got the Super Bowl. He was like, hey, I got what I needed. I'm the best at this position. And it was hard for anyone to argue with him because he had the stats to prove it. But it seems him doing a fake holdout got him that big raise he was looking for. He's one of the highest paid players outside of being a quarterback in the NFL, and they locked him in for another 3 years with a $40 million raise to keep him happy. And he earned every penny of it. But yeah, he'll be there through 2024, and he'll total out another $95 million on top of the existing contract. Boy, work the numbers. Got it done. Got it done.
That's it, man. Know your worth. Yeah. Kids, even grown men. This is exactly the type of lessons you should be paying attention to. When you get to that negotiating table, knowing your worth, your value, and getting your chicken. Marshawn Lynch tried to tell y'all years ago.
Chicken.
You know what I mean? It ain't about how long you play. It's about what you do and what you get out of while you play.
That's a fact.
So you can build for the future.
That is a fact.
Shout out to Aaron Donald, man. For real.
All right. Seems like we got to come back to this before we hit the NBA for it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, man. Deshaun Watson. All right, bro. Listen up. Your baby yoga posing ass, man. You can't. It's nasty for you. We let the first. I can't even say we let the first 23 slide.
We sure didn't.
But we allowed it. I don't need to say we allowed it. Like, we didn't look past it. We didn't forgive him for it. But the Browns gave him a pretty big check to come on board. But now you got 2 more cases on your doorstep, and New York Times did unveil that we all wanted, but nobody wanted to do the work to figure it out, it seems. And New York Times did their due diligence, figured out some more, spoke to women that the Browns refused to speak to, got more insight to the person that Deshaun was behind these doors, where a massage was just supposed to be taking place. Seems as if he had a fetish for taking the massage world into a world that the masseuse wasn't prepared for on multiple occasions. Yep. So him having 60 plus different female masseuse in like a 4-month span, and then finding out that Houston like supplied the rooms and the facilities and the space for this to take place is even nastier. But I just need to know, where the fuck is Baker Mayfield? Like, he has, like, I get it. They signed the new guy.
Yeah.
Granted, you pulled the team out the mud. Still dirty, but you pulled them out the mud a bit as far as, the brown bag fan. They were starting to, take the bags off finally. You know what I mean? Showing up to games with pride. Knowing we might have an actual shot of winning this game one at a time. Yep. But I don't know where Baker is. He didn't get the Colts gig. Matty Ice stole that. So I just don't know where he is. I don't know if he's still shooting like those Allstate commercials where he has keys to the stadium. Haven't seen any of those in a while. Yeah. But I think it's time to bring him back in some sort of capacity, just in case the legal shit doesn't work out in Deshaun's favor.
Listen, Cleveland is in a very
weird predicament.
Very, very weird predicament, right? And I'm here because I was looking for the 2 ladies that went public that caused the extra 2 to come out. So it was Ashley Solis and Lauren Baxley, who actually went public. And after they gave their stories, that's when the 2 other ladies decided to come forward and also join the lawsuit. So kudos to them for being brave enough
come to the forefront,
tell their story and inspire these 2 ladies to come forward. Listen, I will never support behavior that is just wrong.
Yeah,
I'm here for my brothers. I would love to see my brothers win, but at some point you gotta identify as something it's a sickness.
In my head, for some reason, even with him having this sickness / fetish / thing, you have enough wealth where you could willingly pay someone to service you in this demeanor if this is what you truly desire. There are people in this niche field that's willing to charge a fee to satisfy these urges that you may have.
So
they're called escorts.
Yeah.
Like like pay an escort a high fee to start off with a massage and then let it go wherever you feel you want it to go. You can't have a masseuse come for a massage and then try to turn it into something that they didn't sign up for. It doesn't work like that.
So in conversations that I've had, I literally attended a seminar about this on Tuesday. In speaking to women, it's a control thing. See, if you pay for something to happen, it's expected.
The thrill's gone.
Exactly. You know what I mean? There's no power in that dynamic. I paid you for this. You're going to do it. It's a power and control thing. And in that's where the sickness lies. The brother needs help. I get it. He hasn't been convicted of anything. But 24 or 25 females
documented anyway. Documented cases.
Documented. That's a lot, brother. Like
That's a lot.
That's a lot of my bad.
Like,
I was reaching for the towel and I grabbed your butt. Like, that's a lot, man.
And his team, his close circle has to know this to some extent. And if they do and they want to protect their friend, even if he hired you to be a confidant, you set up these meetings. You hire actual escorts and tell them, hey, wear the home masseuse outfit. Let them really think you're doing this. So just to at least protect them to some extent. I feel like I'm trying to shoot him bail for some shit he shouldn't have did, but he did it the wrong way, so to speak. And no one in his circle even tried to protect him from it. They let him keep doing it. I don't know. Nasty stuff. Man. But the finals.
Yes, man. Listen, Tatum is in his bag, ladies and gentlemen. He is having a great NBA Finals. As we're recording this, Game 3 just happened. Beautiful game by Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Al Horford stepped up. Marcus Smart came up big.
Yep.
I'm really, if you know me, you know I'm a big Celtics fan. But the topic I want to shift over to is Draymond Green and his antics. So, on and off the court, apparently.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'll ask you is, what do you think about Draymond's style of play in regards to these finals?
Like, I see him trying to channel the Rodman energy as far as getting under players' skin, but Rodman never spoke. So it's almost like there was no social media back in the day for people. So what they did behind closed doors, no one knew about it. No harm, no foul. Him not pacifying himself where he's not limited on his speech post-game, it just takes it somewhere that it shouldn't be. Like, you're not just being an enforcer on the court. A hard-nosed big guy, a big man just trying to set the tone for the team. Let them know, hey, we're not going to back down. That's what Rodman did. He let you know, hey, we're not going to take no shit respectfully. I just feel he crosses the line night in and night out as far as what you can do, can't do, and he's pushing that envelope every game. I know we're recording early, but I don't think he's going to be suspended for either 6 or 7 if it goes that far. One of those games, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He's going to get attacked. He's going to do something stupid. He's going to undercut, flip, foul, do something stupid, and it's going to hurt everything.
Yeah. When players like Draymond Green come into the game, it's always tricky because I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the referees in the game. And I'll tell you why. Derek Fisher was, I think, one of the worst people for the game of basketball because he was, to me, the one that brought acting into the game. Okay. This guy was built like a running back.
Yeah.
And would flail himself if you made contact with him.
Often.
That was the beginning of it for me. There's probably other players who were kind of doing it, but he was a nuisance.
Yeah, he brought it to the forefront.
Yeah. And then I love LeBron James, but I remember the infamous back of the neck. Love LeBron, man. Yeah. Billionaire Bron.
You
know what I'm saying? You got our support, baby. You great. But Derek Fisher started it, and Draymond Green perfected it in this age. Yeah. And it's like everybody's mad. Yeah. But this is Draymond's, 10th, 11th? Nah, probably more than that, right? Like 12th, 13th year in the league.
Yeah.
He's been doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at him. The referees need to get control of the game.
Yeah.
This man gets in their faces, says whatever he wants, does whatever he wants. I'm not mad at him. He's been suspended for one game in the finals that cost him the title, and Stephen A. made a great point, and he said exactly what you said. If he fucks it up this time around for them, he knows now that he is the key reason why they lose championships.
That's a fact.
His antics are the reason, and I agree. Now, to off the court, his critique of other analysts. Basketball is not the only sport where the people talking about the game have not played the game. But we have seen great analysts break down the game because guess what? Maybe you can play the game great, but can you talk about the game great in real time?
Correct.
I've seen live interviews. These young brothers are not taught how to speak in public, how to not always use slang, how to clearly use their diction. Yes, analysts have a place, and they're not going nowhere, just like Stephen A. said.
Correct.
The best thing Draymond can do is understand that you're going to be in this field at some point, and he's going to be great.
Yeah,
I can see him being the NBA version of from the NFL.
Romo?
Nah, from the Patriots.
Tom Brady?
No.
Gronk?
The black dude that, remember, we felt like Drew Brees took his spot at one point. See? That's what I'm mad I can't remember his name right now.
Drew Brees took his spot?
Remember, he's one of the analysts.
Rodney Harrison.
There you go.
I'm so sorry, y'all. My bad for the brain fart. I know y'all struggling like, what the fuck are they?
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going to be the NBA version of Rodney Harrison.
Okay.
Like, he's going to covet the Warriors. He's going to be very aggressive, very stern in his words. But at some point, if he does not have some sort of personality that, brings something to the analyst field, they are going to eventually start to shift him somewhere.
They have to.
I mean, I got nothing against Draymond. The league should have done something a long time ago. The referees should have made their case a long time ago. We can't be mad at Draymond Green going Draymond Green.
He does this.
But
it's his thing.
To Kenny's point, I think it is going to cost the Warriors the finals because 3 points in game 3.
Yeah, by the way.
2 points in game 1 or 7.
You can't have more fouls than points, bro.
Yeah. Al Horford is outplaying you, like Stephen A. said.
Yeah.
That's not good in any way. Yeah. I don't care who you are. I don't care. You got Steph Curry on your team and you're playing like trash. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't get it.
And that's facts. Like he loves to say, that's facts. Yeah. You're playing like trash right now. Figure it out.
I know, but like you said, the antics are gonna bite him in the ass. This series is gonna bite him in the ass. Mm-hmm. You can pull this during the season. Those away games that are getting a little out of hand. Maybe you want to try to ruffle some feathers, but a 7-game series, bro, with people you've seen day in and day out, you can't play like that, man. It's not professional, honestly. What's this chit chat about Steph Curry? I know he was talking pre-show in the event if he doesn't get the Finals MVP, his legacy is somehow tarnished.
Yeah, so there was some Twitter rumors about Curry's legacy will never be cemented because in the finals he was never the MVP. Now, here's the premise to it. If you go back to their 3 championships, it was Andrew Iguodala because he technically was the best player on the floor for those finals. and then it was KD twice.
Yeah.
So, arguably, Steph Curry doesn't win those championships without KD or Andrew Iguodala.
Years, yeah.
So, the case isn't weak, but it's not strong.
Yeah.
Because his legacy will
it's cemented.
Yeah.
It's cemented as far as NBA great, just for his shooting ability. Period.
Transformational player. Yeah.
Niggas are shooting open threes.
Fast break.
Nobody down there. Just, I think I got it.
Yep.
Air ball.
Yeah.
But he changed the mindset of the game that everybody kind of forgot about the 3-point line and made it a real advantage. But I think it's kind of a moot point. Like, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer when the time comes. Mm-hmm. He'll get the jacket. He's gonna be one. He's already one of the top 75. He's there already. You know what I mean? So it would be another feather in the cap to have the MVP on top of one of the finals. But it is what it is if he doesn't. Yeah. He happens to be a really good player within a really good system that he excels in. If he wasn't the best one over these 4 wins, it's okay. We'll survive. We'll live without it.
I tell you one thing, though. The Celtics win these finals. You know the critics are going to put an asterisk next to those 3 championships.
How?
Because they're going to say he was not enough for them to win the chip.
He's the best goddamn shooter that NBA has ever seen.
I don't disagree with you.
That's there's nothing more. Like, I don't even know how else it could be.
Let me bring you back to that championship they won against the Cavaliers. Andrew Iguodala not only hit the shots when necessary, but was the key defender against LeBron James.
Yeah. He was athletically the same size. It helped a little bit.
Right. KD.
Best point maker ever.
Right.
Like,
you take KD off that team, and it's probably a completely different finals.
Yeah.
So that's why I think if he doesn't get this, the critics, not me, I think the critics are going to try to obliterate those 3 championships. Even though there's no such thing. He still has the rings. He still has the credentials. But they are going to use the premise of he always needed that person to get him over the hump.
It's not tennis, bro. Like, Jordan needed Pippen.
But Jordan was always his finals MVP.
Yeah, but he needed him to be the finals MVP. Somebody had to pass him the ball. That's it. Like, it's okay to be the second best player in your team and the best shooter in the NBA at the same time. As long as people understand that weird circle, it's a possibility. Jordan was the best player on the Bulls and the best player in the league. That's why he's the greatest. Braun won a couple final MVPs, but I don't know if he's always the best player that season. It happens. It's okay. It's okay to be second at the greatest match ever. It's okay. You didn't lose. It wasn't tennis. It's a team game. There's 15 people on this roster. I'm the best shooter on this roster. I may not have been the critical guy in these 4 wins.
Mm-hmm.
But you needed my 30 points every night. You needed my third quarters every one of these wins. I may not have shot the shot in the last 2 minutes. You needed me to win this game. Without me, you don't win. I'll tell you that shit. I might have needed you at the end, but you damn sure wasn't doing this shit without me. Believe that. KD wasn't doing it without Steph. You know what I'm saying? Iguodala wasn't winning that finals without Steph. Was Steph going to get it without them? Probably not. But back to my point. But it's tough to be the best shooter in the NBA, but not the best player for 4 wins. It sucks. But it happens. It's a terrible numbers game.
All right, so this was a hilarious clip. I haven't seen the whole 30 for 30, but it had NBA players reacting to N1 players saying they could have made it to the league. What do you think?
I respect it. NBA players did a lot to get into this 550 member organization over the last 30 years. Like, I mean, 75 years. It's been a lot. You know what I mean? You can't just get into the league because you got handle. And one player is feeling like, yo, I bust ass at the polo grounds for my whole life. I would have cleaned up on a hardwood. It's not the same, fam. Right. It's not the conditioning, the mental capacity, the wear and tear, the everyday wake up, the grind, the check. It's just not the same. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to maintain all that and go perform. Yep. They didn't have to worry about so much just to show up at the Rucker Park at a certain time and bust some ass and go smoke some weed immediately before and after. Yep. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, I think Lou Will said it best. We played ball when we didn't want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be at practice at a certain time. Go home, get ready for the game, be back. Like, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't say, oh, I'm not playing today.
Not an option.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. So, listen, and one players, y'all got Skip. He was the unicorn.
Yeah, he made it.
That's it. Like,
yeah, man. And he had a hell of a move.
Oh, you know like, yeah. And he got a chip.
He caught one.
And he got a chip.
Was that
Miami?
Oh God, he caught one.
That
Miami.
That Wade series with Mavericks. He was on that.
He caught one.
That Heat
caught
team.
One.
You imagine that shit? They had Skip, Jason Williams. And I want to say, Alonzo.
Yeah, Alonzo.
Like they had a squad.
Had a squad. D-Wade had a squad. That was before Shaq.
Yeah.
That was with Shaq? Oh, God, my bad. Shaq was on that one.
That was with Shaq, yeah.
They cost.
Yeah, it was with Shaq. That was with Shaq. And then the next two came with Braun. Yep.
Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah. NBA analysis. Talk to me.
Yo, JJ Redick, man. Big shout out to JJ Redick. That dude, his analytics skills are superb.
Knows the game.
He's on Get Up. He's on First Take. He's on everybody's show on ESPN, dropping gems after gem after gem, and he's not taking no prisoners. He's got Stephen A. on his game.
Yep.
And I haven't seen anybody make Stephen A. sweat. And JJ has Stephen A. up against it. Like, okay, I see you. I see you coming.
I see you, young buck.
Yeah.
And still my chair, but I see you, young buck.
Hell yeah. So I see JJ Redick having his own show, if not before the end of the year, definitely in 2023.
Yeah, very soon.
There's going to be something with JJ.
As soon as they find his little niche where he can have a quick 30, 40, 60-minute segment, he's in there. It's going to be good, too. It's going to be good for the game.
Mm-hmm.
This item here, just a quick disclaimer. Here at the Freedom Cage podcast, we're all for equality. Just equality, all fronts.
Yep.
This one struck me a little weird, though. We spoke about this maybe a few months back. But Leah Thomas, she's a transgender swimmer who's speaking out. And she feels trans people don't transition for athletics. We transition to be happy and authentic in our true selves. Swimming, though, with the body type that she has, it's cheating, bro. Like it's you can't. It's just some things that I'm like, it bugs me a little bit because I get it. You gotta live your true self. Go do that. But within these 4 lines, bro, we gotta play our competition, and I feel like you're not really our competition. You identify with us as our competition, but you're not us. You're not there in that regard. You're striving for that, and we respect it. But it's just some things you can't compete in. Like this is not an analyst job to. I mean, it's not an intelligence thing. That's not the question. It's a physical attribute that you're displaying at a high level, and unfortunately, you have an advantage over everybody else trying to do the same thing you're doing.
Yeah,
it's not fair. Your shoulders aren't doing what everybody else's shoulders are doing on this woman's race. Like it's not. I feel it's not right. I get it. Stand in your truth. Do what you want to do. But there has to be there's a men's sport, there's a women's sport. There needs to be an export for those that transition. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's a touchy subject. I totally get where you're coming from. This is literally new space that nobody knows what to do with because it can trigger a lot of backlash. So good luck to anybody who has to make a decision on this. I hope that the people transitioning find a way. I hope the people that are playing on these teams with people who have transitioned are finding the best way to deal with this, because you're absolutely right. This is totally different than you getting equal opportunity, equal rights.
Yeah, I'm all for rights.
Freedom to express yourself without being harassed or attacked.
All for that.
This is a sport that I've trained for a certain level of contact from a certain particular body type.
Correct.
And if it is any more aggressive, it's because that body type maybe weighs a little bit more or is taller. But we're talking about the muscular tone, the aggression. Even though they're taking the hormones to make the full transition, there are some things that don't go away. Yeah. And they introduce a different level of impact to that sport, and they're going to have to figure that out. And like I said, good luck to whoever has to make that decision.
Yeah, her coming into the sport and be able to bench 225, 40 times, bro, it's not an accomplishment, bro. Like, that's NFL rookie numbers. Like, you shouldn't be doing that shit right now as a female swimmer, bro. Yeah. And no disrespect, but it's not expected. We're not looking for a female swimmer to bench that. Yeah, you shouldn't be benching that. Like, I don't know. But hey, more power to her and her endeavors, and I just hope that there's a line that they draw at some point for physical activities like this, where a transgender shouldn't be allowed to cross over in that sense. Yeah. Chess is all good. We're sitting down, my brain versus your brain, we could do it. But my body versus your body is a little different, where my body might have the one up on you just because of life, nature, so to speak. I think
you said it right. The integrated sports might be coming.
It has to be.
I mean, it'll open the door for maybe even some females who feel like female competition isn't enough. They need male competition. Yeah. Maybe an integrated conference or league is the way to go.
Yeah. But it's weird. Like, the best WNBA player. God, I'm going to step on a ledge. The best WNBA player, can she compete at the NBA level? She would have got picked, no?
She would have to enter the draft.
If the best college college women's basketball player entered the NBA draft, would she get picked?
I don't know.
No, it's okay, bro. It's okay, bro. It's all right. And it's not that she can't play, but at some point she's gonna have to compete against her counterpart on the other team, or even her teammate fighting for a position who may have an athletic advantage over you, whether they happen to jump 3 inches higher or bench a little bit more than you, or is a tad faster. Those little increments is what will decide a starter from a bench player. And it's okay if you can't compete at that same level. There's a whole league for you. Stay in that league. That's why we made the league. But I don't know, the crossover stuff. I don't know. It's weird for me. But hey, it's life, man. Yeah. Get used to it. It's different. Yep. It's different. What else you got going on before? Anything going on before July?
Father's Day, man.
Oh man, the barbecues, the flip flops.
Happy day, happy day, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, all the father figures out there.
We're shopping the cannon.
Yeah, ladies, I do not want to hear it. Single mothers, your day passed, man. Mother's Day, that's it.
So there you go.
This is about the male figures in kids' lives that are doing their thing, being there for them, being leaders, being role models, man. Enjoy your Thai, your big piece of chicken.
The big piece.
What else they get us? Cologne.
Yeah.
Shaving. Shaving.
Hugs, cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take it. We'll take anything. We appreciate it. We just appreciate the love more than anything.
It's the one day out the year, other than our birthday.
Yeah. Nick Cat is having another kid.
Yo, man, boy couldn't pull out of a parking garage.
No,
the way I see it.
Not cleanly, anyway. He had everything around, splashing, whatever. But yeah, man. Happy Father's Day to all those out there. Keep striving, keep doing better for the kids. They're the future.
Yes, indeed, man. Yeah, shout out to all the graduates too, man. I know we missed May. A lot of people are seeing them getting their masters, bachelors, associates, trade school, whatever it is, man. Get it done, man. Congratulations, you did it. You made it. That's awesome. Man.
Salute.
Awesome. Absolutely, man.
But
anything you got?
For July, nah, man. Like you said, get out these graduations, get a couple bills paid, man, and try to make some summer plans before it get too hot.
I know, man.
I don't know if I'm driving it. We usually drive somewhere, but gas is going up, my nigga.
That's a fact, man.
I put 20 in the tank. It went from like a lowercase e to like a capital E. I was like, yo, that's it. That's all I got. Damn. All right, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Yo, it's nasty out there for the gas, man.
Hell yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, is that part of the show, man. We are so glad you stopped by. We know you missed us.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
The streets was dry. That we heard they needed us back, so we're here, man. We gave y'all a nice long episode to tune into, touched on some good subjects, but now we gotta go.
Gotta go, man.
So you are now released back into your regularly scheduled programming. Corporate life, parental life, entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you do, we salute you. I'm Senor Lee.
I'm King Kapnick.
See you back next pay week when we lock back in to a free state of mind.
For real, unless somebody get COVID. But yeah, we be back. For real.
It feels so good to be back.
Word. That's a fact.
All right, y'all.
Peace.